Mute.
Allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Adjustments to the agenda. You were saying that we need to remove budget and harbor?
Yeah, the budget committee and the harbor committee presentations. And then under board comment, I'd like to talk about maybe something we can do to get the public more involved in the budget discussion.
Because we also need to add, I'm sorry, because I also added about the action list. I don't know why I got the wrong.
Yep, and then add item action list review to board comment at the end. Do we need to vote on that? How does that work?
No.
No. Okay. So then on to approval of prior meeting minutes. I guess, Norm, you weren't
I was
here.
not here.
So I guess that's between Greg and I. And Greg, I move we approve the prior meeting minutes. Second, all in favor? Good. All right, now treasurer's warrant. If you want to go ahead and finish looking at that.
The other two smaller ones sound quickly.
Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey. The last day of debauchery. You're on.
All signed?
All signed.
All right, I make motion, we accept the treasurer warrants as presented. All in favor?
Sure.
I see. Moving on to new business, talking about part-time maintenance person.
Yeah, I think we had it in the budget last year and Ray wanted to wait till the spring to start looking. I think we ought to suggest to Ray that he start looking at it. We've got a job description already made up. I think stuff like posting the roads and doing all sorts of things like that, putting up the signs, and that would be a perfect job for that person.
Mhm.
And then start doing the cleanups and helping Bonnie out at the parks and doing the cleanups at the parks.
Yep.
And everything else.
Things like painting our sign that looks horrible.
Yeah. Well, it's, so I think maybe starting at March, he should start advertising and interviewing for it.
Mhm. I agree with that.
Okay. So
Long overdue.
I guess that's the only part.
We just gotta tell them to go ahead and
Yeah, you got
put
that.
everything together.
You got that in the notes, Yvette? I like it when Ray's not here. We can just tell him what to do.
Mhm. Which is a good segue into weight limit signs.
Weight limit signs on posted roads, posted the town roads. So when do we normally post them? March 1st?
March 1st.
Who does the posting?
Well, Ray did it last year. I mean, I can do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that falls under.
Are you okay with doing it?
okay.
So how does it, do we have just normal signs we keep in the basement and we stick them up?
There should be Ray's office.
Okay. So you okay with the
Something
mark?
about handing the sign sign. So I don't know if you ran out. You have to order them. or-
I'm not sure. I might have. No, I get bump signs. I think that's all I've got.
Yeah.
Across Steve's sister.
bad, actually. I mean, we patched the two bad ones on Asheville Road, so
Yeah.
they're good this
Yeah,
year.
that doesn't seem anything like it.
No,
Yeah, that thing would launch you into the
Yeah.
trees.
Yep. We don't have it on here. I guess we can talk about it, but I just want to bring it up. Greg, there was a place you're gonna do a patch up behind the black sheep up in that.
well, I rode through it,
Talking about
really
it?
made it sound like it was, I rode through it. It's not as bad as, we're gonna, maybe this week, then it's warmed up, I can go to some Quinn's 7/8 and put in there.
Okay, that's just across the that back road, just the,
Just up
The
there
speed
by
bump.
house. Right,
Yeah.
It's not as bad as.
yeah, I've taken my Mini Cooper on many times. It just goes slow over the
Right.
top. Okay,
It's speed bump.
okay.
Keeps people from speeding.
All right, so let's go back now to Pumpkinville. Is that historically not a posted road?
Well, we post it every year.
We do,
They
but-
don't pay any attention to it.
Okay,
And I've seen them tractors come out of there freighted. And you're probably talking 80,000 pounds.
What did they go for?
That pit of Bruce Habeas. Because I was gonna call Bruce and tell him not to open the pit till the road's unposted, or at least let him haul up there, because he lives in up Waltham, so he don't care what the road looks like.
yeah,
And, it's gotten a lot worse since they've been hauling out of there. At least the other contracts in the past have obeyed the posted signs. But these guys are, from Hancock, and ain't got a nickel invested.
If the roads are posted, then the roads are posted.
I know, but
well, you
anyone to enforce them.
you bring up the bigger picture of enforcement. And so, like you said, I've never seen anybody enforce the roads.
We made phone calls and they always pass the buck.
Phone calls to,
Sheriff's Department or state police.
and say, no, they got better things to do than.
Mhm.
So the only way to do that would be then is to have a town official or a constable. And that's a bigger question
Right.
if we want to get into that.
Another expense.
Another expense, is it worth the expense? Based on what we could potentially save on paving to pay for that position. I don't know, I think something to keep in the back of our minds. I don't know.
Or just have Ray call the scale truck, state police, and find out who is, every town must go through it.
Mhm.
And someone has to enforce it. I mean, we pay Sheriff's Department, we pay them every year. We should get something out of it.
But if the gravel pit is considered like a business, then if it is posted, then they should have to apply for a waiver and pay some kind of fee.
Well, I was thinking a user fee,
Mhm.
but no one other town ever does it. But, Bruce should at least shut them off till the roads are unposted.
How long are the roads usually posted? I never
Well,
paid any attention.
last year we took them off too early.
Yeah,
I mean, even the town pond road, they took them off early, then the road just blew out and they reposted it.
okay, time frame?
Well, depends on the weather,
Yeah.
If it's dry, that's one thing, but if we get a lot of rain and
Like we
March
did
to
last
May.
spring.
probably 1st of May would be safe.
But- Okay, so that,
On roads that is, seeing these big trucks.
okay. All right. So right now, so we've got an action item for Ray again here to call weights and measurement to find out
Who enforces?
how other towns enforce.
As far as May, I think we should just
Play by ear.
play it by ear.
Yeah.
If we have a dry spring, it'd be fine.
Yeah, we had a wet spring last year.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna post starting in March. Now, this is kind of, because I'd be more than happy to help you, but technically you and I aren't supposed to work together on something like that.
I don't mind it. Sometimes they don't put enough staples in them, they blow off in the first rain and wind.
Yeah, I just feel bad you're doing it all on your
Oh, I
own.
don't
Okay, that's all right. Okay. So Greg's gonna take care of that. Now we got tree trimming under new business. Do we have roads selected for tree trimming?
Well, we
I
have
think
some
we've got to
go-
continue. Yeah, we got to continue from the debacle of last time.
So we put out a new RFP. Is that how it works?
Yep, we have to, put it out for bid again and make sure that they're using the proper equipment. Make sure that's clearly stated in the ad.
And have the setbacks,
Mhm.
more in defined.
Is there a time of year can that be done in the,
Well, before the leaves come out, it's easier because you can see what's on the ground.
Yeah.
See signs and pins and
all right, so what I would like is maybe next meeting, let's have the bid we did last time. Let's pick it apart and make it better.
right.
And then, so let's review it, modify it, and then put it out again. And then we'll make sure what we do is put an announcement out to the people impacted on those roads that this will be occurring.
Yeah, and we need to have a general consensus on what the setback is.
Right.
Even though it's
From the
different
edge
on
of the
each road,
right.
like we just come up with something that fits all the roads and say, yep, it's 6 feet from the edge of the road.
Yeah.
Not 1 acre.
Okay, there's another piece of new business, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it up earlier, and this is something I just found out about. Do you guys know Amy's leaving us?
No.
I heard that.
Yeah, I just found out. Apparently, she's been looking for a year to be leaving us. And Ray had a proposal from another gentleman to come in and do the
All the finances stuff.
not the assessment of properties and stuff. And he had 3 contracts. And I just want to know if you guys knew about it.
I knew she was getting done. That's all.
Yeah. When did you find out, Greg?
Oh, I don't know, 3 days ago.
Okay. Yeah.
I
And
know
so
there was like rumblings months ago, but I just thought that was typical. I don't want to work here anymore kind of talk.
no, so yeah, it was news to me. So I suggested to Ray. Ray said he's known about it for a year. Maybe he shared that information with us earlier, because we're at the point now where she's done at the end of February, I believe. And we don't have an assessor. So he has, I thought he was going to put it on the agenda. It's not here. He's got a contract from a guy. I asked him to go get some references for it. So, but he hasn't said anything to any of you guys about it.
No.
Okay, so put that in for on next meeting, please. So,
The position was advertised.
nope,
Had this person just,
no. Amy's been running around trying to find somebody apparently.
oh, well, that's kind of
Yeah, which is nice, but
weird.
Very kind.
It,
It's it's a considerable contract, and I didn't know if you guys even knew about it. So I didn't, and I just found out about it too. So, okay,
pretty sure we have to advertise.
yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry, I'll shut up now.
All right. Moving on to old business then.
I think so.
All right. You wanna
Well,
discuss the fees?
Basically, it's just going over the proposed changes that I brought to you a couple months ago. After most of those fees can't change because they're tied into the ordinance.
We haven't fixed that yet.
Right. But the 2 ordinances that we did fix, the rental ordinance, and I don't even remember.
Land ordinance.
And land ordinance can get changed. And those were recommendations.
okay,
So, like, a rental inspection is $10.
okay, so it's 10 to, so let's just go through the sheet you put out.
Yep, I don't have one.
Oh,
Yeah, see, $100 a unit. Then I also see possibility. Is this per year? They would,
Right, it's a once a year. So currently it's $10. What I would recommend would be $100 per unit, which breaks down to $20 a month to the tenants, whether it's short term, whatever, it's still $20 a month. It's not a large overall increase or take away from their profits.
Mhm.
You know, the landlord is going to pass it on to the tenant, so $20 a month.
yeah, $10. I mean, that's not even minimum wage to go do an inspection.
what's the $9 a month below that?
That's what it roughly calculates.
Okay, all right.
And if it was $50, which is something Ray had kind of suggested that you guys might be more looking at it, people would be more reasonable with, it would be roughly $4 to $10 a month.
Kevin, tell me what qualifies as a rental unit. Is it short-term rental,
Both
Airbnb, and long-term, anything?
anything other than permanent residence, a camp, hotels or inns,
Okay,
and bed and breakfast would not count if that's what it is. The old term, not in Airbnb,
But a real.
but an actual bed and breakfast
Mhm.
where there's owners that live there, people have a room and they serve breakfast. That would not count under these.
okay, so for example, up at Flanders, they opened up new cabins up there. There's half a dozen cabins up there.
Right.
So-
Each one would count as a unit.
Okay,
So let's say you have your own personal cabin up there. That does not
okay.
count. That would be residential.
And this would be a safety inspection, right? Making sure
Correct.
they've got carbon monoxide detectors, windows open, water runs, toilet
And
flush.
you're right, fire extinguishers, those types of things that are required.
Mhm.
And if it's a rental unit that has more than 3 units for year-round rentals, then anything new has to have fire extinguishers, not fire extinguishers, but fire sprinklers. So it's a way to keep up on this. So, okay, I'm
Yeah.
putting in 3 units. This year now I have 4 units. Well, you have to bring it up to code.
Mhm.
So
You're talking like just like a fourplex, or if we had 4 cabins, each one would need.
cabins don't count.
So you're talking like a fourplex, or greater.
Rent, it has to be full-time rental units
Uh-huh.
for that. So you could have 2 duplexes and it counts. And you have to have sprinklers in both of them. That is fire marshals how they worded it.
Mhm.
So, but that basically makes it so that somebody can't come in, put in a permit for 3 units, so they don't have to do that, and then add on another unit by, we just shut off this door, now we have 2 separate units, so we have 4.
Mhm.
So it's keeping people safe. That is the whole intent of all of this.
Okay, and the recommendation of $100 comes from past experience, what?
Other
other-
research I've done, that's the typical amount for a lot of places.
How does it work now? You don't just go up and knock on doors. People have to call
They're
and
supposed-
request. So it's the honor system.
Supposed to.
Okay,
And that would be one of those things that, as we do it, it would allow for a list to be made. Okay, this is what we have.
okay. Yeah, I don't know that, does Sullivan even track the rental units? Maybe that's a question
I
for
don't think they're doing that right now.
If they track the vacation rental places, yes,
vacation rental places. Okay,
if they get taxed differently.
okay. All right, and I think Ray's idea for to ease people into it, he wanted to go $50 a year for the first year. Is that just to ease people into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where
Yeah, to bite the bullet, yeah.
So where's that money go?
the recommendation is any of the things that we increase fines, or not fines, but fees for, goes into a separate account so that we can kind of track and see how it offsets the expenses from code enforcement. So that
Yeah.
would be
I was gonna say,
training,
your stuff.
my salary, all of that stuff.
And theoretically, because right now it's a budget item, we go through in the budget. So if we've got an offset for it, it goes right out of taxes is where it goes. In the big picture, it reduces taxes by that amount because it's got an income stream for it. So,
And just to give you an idea, we started in Hancock last year, bought brand new code books. For about 6 books, it was over $1,200 just to be able to have what I need to be able to do the job, to go look. Yeah, this is the life safety code. This is where it's at. Here, I can show you, you have to do this because it says it here. That type of stuff. So code enforcement isn't cheap when it comes to training materials, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like $10. That's kind of laughable.
Okay, so for the other one, building permit, we can't change that now because of the way the ordinance is written. Well, let's start, because you've got to propose changes.
In as part of the land use, so we can change that one.
Okay, so we can change the building permit.
And shoreline.
So is there can change or can't change?
10. All right, so we're going from a building permit, and that includes what? What building permit means?
You put in for a building.
If I want to put a house on I got lower piece of property, I want a house, it's a $25 permit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wanna build a-
I can
you
do
wanna
that
build a
one.
10 by 10
That's super
shed?
fast.
$25, please. Oh, you wanna build a mansion right next door?
$25.
$25, please.
Yeah, this seems more equitable.
All right, what do you think, Greg?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to make a move that we change the permit fees to the proposed change suggestion of building permit of 45 cents a square foot, minimum of $50 for an accessory, 40 cents a square foot, the commercial is 65 cents a square foot. And then we move the rental inspection from $10 a unit to a recommendation of $100 a unit. And you've got change of use permit here as well. Give me an example of what that means.
Change of use would be you take your house and instead of using it as a residence, it's now a doctor's office.
Right.
It's now a lawyer's office. Because it has different fire loads and weight loads, there should be an inspection being done. Because in your home, you're not going to have concentrated filing cabinets
Mhm.
filled with tons of paper on that living room floor. Well, I hope. But as a lawyer's office, doctor's office, or anything else, that's a potential. So can it structurally handle that type of load?
Got it. All right.
And then the occupancy permit, I mean, that's something I don't think Sullivan's ever really been on top of. And we can change that from 0 to 35.
Because that's part of the land use.
Yep. All right. So I guess then I would
And the recommendation I have with the occupancy permits is,
additional $35.
well, it gets charged at the same time as the initial building permit.
Mhm.
So if it's a residential or commercial, you add on the $35.
Yep.
And that way it's all there, opposed to trying to track somebody down when, okay, here's your occupancy permit, give me the $35.
Yep.
I've found in Hancock, it's so much easier to put it on at that time.
Mhm.
And people are happy. Oh, here's your occupancy permit. Sign here, sign this one. This is your copy. All done.
Move we accept the changes as noted.
Now, the failure to obtain permit, like, how would you enforce that? Like, if you just drove by and said, wait, somebody's building a house here.
Basically, either that or people come in on their own. Yeah, I think I might need a permit for this. I built my house last fall. Okay, did you get a permit for that? No.
The town
Or
has
need
the
one
right
for
to
the
waive
garage.
those as well.
Mhm.
There will be extenuating.
Yeah,
Always there are extenuating
it
circumstances.
depends to a lot of times on if
It's a very,
somebody else reports them for not having the permit. We find them not having the permit because we're there for something else. Or if they come in, hey, I forgot to do this. I mean, it's just like for pre-made shed. I bought it. They actually had somebody delivering them today. It
probably
got
some people
dropped
don't
off.
think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then 9 times out of 10, yeah, that's not a big deal. But if it's, oh yeah, I did this last year. I had the paperwork. I just didn't bring it in. Okay,
Yeah.
you can pay the other. And then for the ones who do repainted offenses, I recommend it being 5 times the original permit fee.
Yeah.
Because they know they don't have that excuse of, well, I forgot, I didn't know. It's you've done this before, you've had to pay. And a lot of times I see this with contractors. They want to try to get in, get something done, and That's it.
Yeah, the no better.
Because like next week, I'm out of town pretty much all week because I'm going away for Portland to train. And oh, well, I couldn't get a permit, so I just started. Like, you have my cell phone. You could have called. I can check my email. We could work with that, opposed to, yeah, you're just starting.
And the reason why I like this is because it's the people doing the work and getting the service paying for it versus it being subsidized by the other taxpayers of Sullivan. So that's why I like the.
It's also fair on the other grounds that regardless of whether you're doing a 1,000 square foot home or a 50,000 square foot home, you're paying the same per square foot. You're not just paying $25 each.
Right. It
It's
seems fair.
it's fair across multiple levels.
Mhm.
You're paying because you're using it. You're paying because you're building more. So it helps balance it out that way as well.
All right. I'll second the motion to accept all the changes as recommended.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
I was confused. Was it 50 or 100 for inspection on the rental
We're going with 100.
Per unit.
per unit? Do we have a lot of rental units?
I would think there's at least 50, at least.
I just, it does concern me that it does get passed on to, as you said, it gets passed on to the person who lives, and $20 a month on rent for the people who live in our community is a lot of money.
I think,
That's my 2 cents.
yeah, the
No.
majority of the rental units are vacation rental units.
I do hear what you're saying. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Year-round rental.
Yeah,
units or not.
It's
It
per
just
year. not-
is, especially in this economy, $20 a month to pass on.
Right. It would be 9.
Yeah, it's $9 a month.
Okay.
Yeah. John, you had a comment?
Yeah, just since.
Yeah, I like this. But as long as we're on topic, yeah.
Seems to be your.
Okay.
And I know the CEO is a new position, and it seems like that this position of the CEO is now gonna blow up. It's gonna get to be more and more time consuming, more time for the CEO to start putting in, to start going after. I don't know whether you're gonna start going by complaints. Hey, my neighbor's building something next door. I want you to come down and take a look at it. Or are you going to do, which is fair, which most towns do, is they do a yearly audit. Just a flat straight, you go hit every property, you do an audit. Is there a new building here? No. Is there a new shed here? No. Is there a shed here? Yes. Then you can address it. Okay, it's done fair. You're not pointing out, you're not putting one neighbor against another neighbor, and then you're cutting down on time because it's only going to be about a year or two before his salary is going to have to double, for the amount of time he's going to have to put in, because there's a lot of problem in enforcing.
Mhm.
Once you start enforcing everything, then you start to get into, hey, I didn't know this, right now, 100 square foot structure on my property is untaxed as long as it's below 100 square foot. So, okay, I don't mind paying the $25 building it, but now you're coming down and you're having to monitor it. And then I'd like to have a copy of what he has, one of these recommendations.
Yeah.
But once you start, saying, okay, you're gonna have to start paying this, and then you're gonna have to start enforcing. First of all, you gotta make sure your ordinance is in shape.
Yep.
Then once your ordinance is in shape, then you have to explain it to whoever, property owner. Then if they disagree, then they start taking it to court.
Mhm.
Then that goes in front of the judge, and then the judge is gonna want the CEO there. and the CEO wants to be paid for those. You know?
No, he's a nice guy.
So what he's doing is he's gonna blow up his salary the next year and then the year after that, and pretty soon he's gonna need help, you know, and an assistant and everything else, and a truck to go right around. And then this ain't, you know, a lot of people can't afford this. A lot of people have the mindset, I just build it, I worry about it, if they complain, you know, neighbor complains, I'll deal with the town later. You
Good.
know, because it's better to ask forgiveness than it is permission. You know, that's the general rule there. And with that mindset, if you're able to get all the citizens on board and they all know about the ordinance and they're all okay with it, then that's one thing. And then you can double his salary and whatever need be.
Okay.
But the main problem I see is enforcing the ordinance.
I understand your point. I want to just clarify a couple parts because I'm what I think, and I want to get clarification. You said this is a new position, and actually is not a new position. Just Kevin's new in the position. This has been going on since I've been here. And when people are building, they're supposed to get permits now. So
I'm talking about the salary. It's not the same salary as 5 years ago.
You could be right there. I don't know.
Same thing with, you know, before we had a town manager, you know, that blew up into a big, you know, position too. You know,
Yeah.
expense. So what you're doing is you're just blowing up all these.
Potentially. I could see the potential for that, John, but
And then the rest of it, I'm going to bring up in public comment.
Okay.
That's on topic with the same thing that we're talking about here.
okay. I hear what you're saying. And in my mind, I think what we're doing is we're just taking something that already is in place, like the garbage is already in place, and we're making it so it's not a burden on the rest of the taxpayers of Sullivan. We're making it more equal to the people that are using the service or paying for the service right now, is how I look at it. So right now, you're subsidizing him when he goes out and does stuff because the stuff he's doing isn't paying for him. The stuff he's already doing, you're subsidizing. If you're paying taxes, you're subsidizing him.
But I don't see a point in the near future that he's going to be out there subsidizing himself.
Do you see your workload increasing because of this?
It will increase some, but it's gonna balance out.
Okay.
And I've already been doing some inspections on a voluntary basis prior to people realizing there was an ordinance for the rentals.
Yeah.
Because they wanted it done.
And that will get old quick, the volunteering.
Is no different than, and it's no different now, John, than people that put the shed up that didn't get inspected. I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, but to be fair, if you just settled in on a simple audit every single year, then you've got the ones that came in and paid for their permits, you know, and did it ahead of time. And then the one time that we need the CEO, the code enforcement officer, to go around and inspect, you know, and he doesn't have to go buy some expensive drones and start flying the sky to get people out in the woods.
Yeah.
The way you normally do an audit is you stand at the property, the front of the property, the address of the property. You can use binoculars, whatever.
Who does this audit?
What?
Who does the audit?
It should be done by a town official. Okay. Sometimes, like when I lived in Charlotte, we hired a property management company, a flat rate, and they would come in once a year and do an audit. They were responsible for sending any violations to the homeowner, and then the fees are in there if you don't fix it. Like I had to fix little holes on my siding, or else I had to pay $50, $100. You know, which was paying over my, this was wrong or this was wrong when I got a fence or something like that.
Yeah, you're talking about like audits and stuff. I think that's a great idea, but it is kind of off topic about the fees though.
Yeah, but I was just getting about the CEO
Yep.
position.
Yeah, I'll ask. Okay. Yeah, Kev. Thanks, John.
Just to throw off what he's saying, working with the assessor is usually how a lot of these are caught
Mm-hmm.
that don't have the permits. So it wouldn't be me going around per se doing an audit.
Right.
It's them in the course of their business doing theirs. And the two positions kind of work together in that aspect.
Mhm.
And a lot of this, just like it always has been, is the honor system.
Mhm.
And we have ordinances. People are supposed to know what those are and follow them.
Yeah, I mean, the rental inspection keeps slumlords out of Sullivan, and we can all agree that that's a good thing.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Do you still have your motion?
Yes, I still have my
I
motion.
still have my second.
Yep.
All in favor?
I have to want these to be fine.
I would say we put them in place with the fiscal year for the town.
But that's part of your motion. That's okay with you.
When does the fiscal?
January, July 1st.
July 1st.
Okay, sounds good
If
to me.
that's okay with you?
Yeah.
We'll put it part of your motion that you guys voted on?
Yep.
Okay.
In that way, it gives us the opportunity, John, we can review this every year too. So something to review every year. And when it gets out of hand, we say, damn, John was right. We need to change this. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kevin.
This next one, I think this was only gonna be if Mike was here.
Yeah, take that off. Yeah.
So we'll,
Next two, actually.
we'll strike that.
Move to the next meeting.
Next, the update on the shellfish thing. We don't have anybody.
Right.
Right.
Table.
Yep.
Solid waste contract.
That's this document.
Continuing summer.
All right. So what we did on a quick overview, it costs us roughly $7,000 a year to have that thing up there. And we made roughly under $2,000 on it last year. So we lost $5,000 on it. And so based on the rate structure that we've got, we took it, and by my math, we had to triple. If you take 1,000 or 2,000, you triple it, that gets you up to about 6,000, and it costs us over 5,000 or close to 7. So tripling the fees, we're still losing $1,000 a year.
You mean double?
No, tripling.
You mean tripling?
Yeah, Ray double it. Well, you take triple. If we made 2,000, triple it is 6,000, right?
Mhm.
Costs us 7,000.
We can't expect to make money. I mean.
No,
it's a
no.
service to the taxpayers.
Right. So what my suggestion was, I think Ray said maybe double it. That's what this example price list. I said triple it and then do twice a year, do the free dump that we talked about up there where people can bring in. And we actually wanted to do the fire auxiliary, if that gets off, or have maybe even Parks and Rec or somebody come up and to sell hot dogs and hamburgers and use it as a fundraising to, or a donation. If people come up, donate to this group at the same time, make it more of a lighthearted affair. People come up and, we're there helping them unload their gear, and we've got maybe a grill out back or something like that to hang out. So that was my idea.
Yeah, it's right now at the $5,000 loss. There are a lot of people like myself that have dumpsters that's subsidizing.
Same thing. It's the same
loss.
thing. The people that don't use it are subsidizing it. And again, any money that comes into it would theoretically lower the tax burden. So my suggestion would be we triple it and do it twice a year, or we can wait and have Ray give his input on it.
Are these the new prices here?
Those are doubled. I'd say,
Okay, double.
yeah. If you look at, take the June 21st numbers.
Share would be $30.
Yeah, take the June 21st and multiply it by 3, except for the municipal solid waste. We're not touching that one right now. The bulk waste, so an armless chair would be $30. Couch sofa would be $60. Sleeper sofa, $75. So just take that and triple it. Yeah, the one in green is doubled. I'd say we triple it.
Oh.
So if I was taking a queen bed and throw it away, it'd cost me $60 to toss the mattress.
And then there's something, it's enforced out there.
Well, that, we need to change the ordinance because we do the same thing. Come in here and pay first and then take your ticket up there is the way it should be.
So even at the double, we're still losing money.
Yep. At the triple, we're still losing money.
But
But
A
it's
little
keeping
less
it out of the
bleeding.
woods anyway.
And then we do it twice a year. You want to talk before we vote on? Yeah, go ahead, John.
Greg just pointed out. Boomville ran into the same problem. You know, they're losing money on their trash every year, right? So, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start making tickets more expensive, you gotta pay this, you got a chair here, so forth like that. Like if I had a chair, right, I take a sawzall to it, I cut it right down, all of a sudden now it's just household waste.
Mhm.
Goes in the dumpster, you know, because it's the bulky part
Mhm.
that seems to be the problem. So,
Yeah, it's the weight.
so every
actually,
single
yeah.
one of these, a chair, a spring, you take the material off, you throw the metal away, you recycle the metal, so forth, and you break it down and you try to be responsible that way. You start putting up these small, tiny obstacles, and they're going to end up on somebody's property in the woods. Now you got a pile of illegal dumping in the woods. You got to now enforce that. Who's going to clean that up? Now, you call it code enforcer, maybe to come down and now there's hazardous material in there, you know, to go with the trash. Now, who's going to do the cleanup? Then you're back to enforcing, you're back to litigation.
What would be your suggestion, John?
It's a tough one.
Yes.
You know, and I'm looking at both sides.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are.
Thing is, budget, a receivable loss.
Yep.
Because right now with the first of all, putting a weight on your bags. So now you're gonna have to get scale.
We're not talking about the, we're not talking about the
Okay.
bags. That's, we're not talking about the bags.
Because then you're gonna have to change the position of handling the trash.
Yep.
Because from the way I look at it is the attendant is just intended for to make sure the property is okay. But is not responsible for touching and handling and being part of the trash that people are throwing away. Because then you're gonna have to have an employee, you're gonna have to give them medical testing and stuff like that. So if he happens to get exposure to
Yep.
anything, then he's gonna get sick, and then he does get sick, then he can
Yeah.
sue the town and so forth like that. So if the town perceives that it's going to lose, because this is exactly what the town, Mr. Rice said, look, it's worth paying the extra $10,000 to keep the woods clean, you know, and the people that are responsible are going to remain responsible,
Mhm.
and the irresponsible people are what we're subsidizing.
Right. Well, I think we're actually, by having it, right now, we don't have free days. The potential is, again, in my mind, and I'm pretty simple, so I'm probably wrong, but in my mind, we give 2 free days. So instead of dump it in the woods, I'm going to just hang on to it and take it up for the free day and dump it in then.
Well, see these small obstacles, but I'm thinking like, let's say you're allowed to get a punch card, and you get 5 punch cards holes, so that this is just a suggestion that any resident, you know, they can take that 5 punch holes and they can dump all they want on their cleanup day when they decide to get out there and clean up their property to make it look good. So they can go out there and they can dump it in the dumpster. They get a punch like that, and that keeps the people who are actually running a construction company and are up there every week, just don't step away from their construction company, you know, being a resident. But if you just had like so many allotments per year, then if you go over that allotment, then you can come in and buy a new card and then pay for the card that way.
So I'm just, again, simplify, a demo punch card.
Yeah.
And do a set rate for the
Yeah,
demo
'cause-
punch
because
card.
Here you got like truckloads.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
flat and even and not all, because when I clean up everything and I took, matter of fact, I got a trailer that I've been unable to take to to dump it now for 2 years. And then every once in a while I pull out a few things and take it to the dump. And sometimes I put in it.
Yeah.
But the thing is those that are gonna be responsible are gonna remain responsible.
Mhm.
Those that aren't, the woods are gonna fill up, it's gonna be illegal dumping.
It's-
I'm moving out of a trailer, I'm gonna dump everything right here.
Do you think,
The irresponsible ones are probably doing
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, that you can't, change the spots on a letter.
Yeah.
You know, you never will.
I'm just seeing today this price of a city trash bag sticker for the city of Ellsworth will increase by $1 from $3 to $4.
yeah, yeah.
So $1.50 is a blessing. For
Yeah.
the town
It's a
of
bargain.
Sullivan to keep that.
Yeah.
So I just had someone come today, he was telling me he went up to the Ellsworth DMJ to take a load up and it cost him $20 for 100 pounds to dump up there, up to the DMJ in Ellsworth.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, it's,
But they have
I've spent
scale.
60
Yeah. Kevin, did you have a comment?
As far as enforcement, some of it would fall to code enforcement, health officer,
Mm-hmm.
those positions. But illegal dumping mostly falls to the state Maine Forest Service. That's under their jurisdiction.
Okay.
So especially if it's hazardous or anything like that.
And basically, regardless, the town is paying $7,000 per year. So this suggestion of tripling it just takes it from everybody to those who use it.
So, so that's my thoughts. We heard the comments. What do you guys want to do?
Years ago, the Boy Scouts used to do the once a year cleanup, the free dump day, and they'd bring truckloads and they'd help collect crap. And that was good. People got rid of stuff that way.
Yeah,
Right now, it's in people's front porches.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the free cleanup would help with some of that.
Like
And if it,
spring and fall
yeah, and if it doesn't, we change it.
after the
But
snow.
once again, you're
before
gonna have
snowfall.
those people.
Yep.
Because when I bought my place, I bought 5, without exaggeration, 5 dumpster load full of trash inside, outside, around. And the town gave me, I mean, I only owned the property for 3 days. And they gave me 10 days to clean up 20 years of trash. And then when I had the code enforcer out there in the middle of January to okay that I've been cleaning it up, while my neighbor was calling the cops on me, taking me to jail, he's out there in the middle of the rain, gets pneumonia, and then he ends up dead about a week later.
Jesus.
So when you start getting in, you're gonna get off track, but to avoid one neighbor against another neighbor will be most beneficial.
John, your points are valid, but nothing's changed in the 6 years I've been here.
I'm just saying, don't do it too quick.
Ye-
Too much
yeah,
at once.
But
Like raise the price up to $2 a sticker.
yeah, well, we're not
Get
changing.
a little grumbling.
We're not changing the everyday sticker stuff. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't think these chair, sofa things are a problem as long as you can, like I said, grab the saw, break it down, and then throw it away. But then where I have a problem is now if I want to clean up my property and do spring cleaning, and you're going to charge me a flat level truckload, not to heap up in my truckload and go. I mean, who's going to enforce that?
Same person that does it now.
And then if you don't enforce it for one person, and then enforce it on somebody else,
It-
and then you go into court.
But that's no different than it is now.
That's exactly.
Forget it, whether it's $5 or $10. That is no different than it is now, and that's a bigger problem we have. and we've been talking about locked gates on that thing, a scale in there. What we're trying to do is put a Band-Aid on an issue. And you talked about your spring cleaning. We're not going to charge anything because you're going to take it up there for free.
When?
Spring.
Well,
On a specific day or any?
well, no, we'll have 2 days. We'll have a couple days.
Well,
Spring
then,
and fall.
like a punch card.
That's got potential. I'm not saying we're not doing that. I like that idea, actually.
Then I don't have to do it.
Yep.
April 21st, I can do it in June.
Yep.
You know, that's much nicer.
Yeah, I want to run by and I'll run that by Ray and see what he thinks about it. But anyway, you guys want to vote on this or talk about it some more at another time?
I like the idea of it because it shifts the burden, Yeah.
The people using it.
which seems more fair.
The downside is there could be more people dumping in their yard. I think we can mitigate that by having,
Mostly what they would dump in their yard though would be the regular bag and that's not going out.
no,
The contract bag and that's not going out.
no, but they could they don't want to take the mattress up, so they throw that out back.
Mhm.
Do they do that anyway? Like
They
you
probably
said.
do that anyway.
My neighbors. got
And a
to
mattress.
But I'm not complaining.
So,
Make a motion to accept it.
Okay. I'll second that.
Okay, so what are we accepting? Sorry, not to be picky. We got the two, we got
We're-
double the fee or do we want?
triple the June
Is that what it is?
21st fee. Triple that, and then we'll select 2 days.
For fall and spring.
A spring day and a fall day. And I'd like to do it the spring day around when we do the roadside cleanup. That seems to be because everybody's out
End of
cleaning
April.
up. Is that one? Yeah, Earth Day or whenever. So we got one coming up right away. So people could say, hey, here's your free dump day.
So would that trash go to where we do already dump it, or would it be a separate place?
Well, Ray talked about bringing them in here. And I said, we've already got the infrastructure already in place up there. So we'd probably at the same place.
Just
And,
bring in
and the
more
only drawback
dump-
on that,
dumpsters to hold it?
Well, if we have it dumped right beforehand, we just have the big one in there. When it fills up, it fills up. We'll just have to cut it off.
but let's say if you got 2 days and everybody does it in 2 days, it's gonna fill up fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then are you ready for that?
Yeah, well,
Sounds like a great idea.
we will be. If we're gonna do it, we'll be ready for it. So,
Let's start somewhere.
yeah, maybe we have, them bring in an extra dumpster for us if we have 2 dumpsters in there. Again, try not to do it off the seat of our pants. We'll try to think it out and then,
Yep.
Well, yeah, like-
Okay, I just want to make sure I get it right, sorry.
All in favor?
so we've got an action item to figure out the days to do this. All right.
Look, somebody lived along Route 1 during our annual cleanup day. That's when they should just haul everything to the roads. The state would take it.
Yes.
Well, it's not- Here.
Not a bad idea.
Okay,
Hey, I live along Route 1.
Yeah.
The fees. When are these being effective?
Again, I'd say,
June 21st.
I would say this, go in the same thing, beginning of the fiscal year.
Okay.
Make everybody mad at us all at once. Oh, and John, the point- You said bring it up a little bit at a time. That's to the point where, you get a 2% increase this year. It's like the electric bill. You get an increase every freaking year with the electric bill. I don't want, it's like do it now and no increase for another 20 years.
Did Ray give you a town manager report?
No.
Yeah.
Did Ray give you a town manager report?
Yes, sir.
So no town manager report.
You get a town manager report? All right, cemetery committee, are they online?
I don't see anybody online. Oh, we do have a participant here. Hold on. That might be us. Town of Sullivan, me. Yeah.
All right, so Parks and Rec?
I just want to know when you want the tents up, Bonnie.
It's right there.
Oh, good. All right.
We were asked to look at the budget for some planning for next year. So we've done an overview of the budget. The Parks and Rec Committee has an annual budget of $17,000. We've looked at it right now. I don't know about you guys, but when I look at the budget, it's not unlike any budget I have ever seen ever in my life. And I've dealt with multi-million-dollar budgets. But when we get, and Yvette's been really good at getting the monthly detail for us. So right now, there's some big chunks of money that don't appear in our balance, and those include the gazebo grant that's been used, has not gone back into the Parks and Rec budget, nor has the revenue from the camp. So as we looked at our charge to consider end of year and what we will do with any money left from this current year's budget, we wanted to be sure that what we were requesting to go into a reserve for next year is accurate. And so we would be looking at that point when the monies are rolled over for the camp revenue and any grant money be appearing at the budget. The same is true as the Sullivan Days budget. That's an annual budget of $4,000. We last year the Sullivan Days revenue was $7,700 approximately. So right now, it appears that we should be rolling over about $10,000. So between those two budgets and what we were asked by Ray to do, and because there isn't a budget committee, a couple of years ago we were asked to do this by the budget committee, was to look at what we would have for the year by the end of the year, and whether we would spend it or whether we would roll it over. And if we were requesting to have that money rolled over and put into a reserve, how would we spend it? So we approximated that there's potentially could be about 23,000 less whatever expenses we have between now and June.
Mhm.
And I'm guesstimating it, given what I know right now, it's going to be 5,000 less. We are asking to have that be rolled over into reserves, and we have prioritized spending of those reserves. And you will see there.
Oh, cool.
Sorry.
You just say cool.
Oh, okay.
No, I got ahead of you. I started reading stuff. Sorry.
Spending of that reserve money for the Sumner Park granite wall. That wall is a mess right now. The wall around the garden, it is falling. And I met with Taunton Bay, actually in the summer before Sullivan Days. He gave us an estimate to do the wall, and it was quite a variance. Around 8 or 9 to do it one way, which is to basically to straighten it out, put some pins in it, maybe some type of a masonry or whatever he would use, glue. I don't remember exactly what the phrase was. I still have the estimate. Or to do it correct, which it wasn't done originally. It could be about 18,000, depending on the labor for it.
I'm assuming that means to dig it all out, put in a base.
Yeah, it has a good
Basically
base,
rebuilding it. Yeah.
but it actually, however one masons together granite, that was not done. And the wall really, it's a mess. It really needs to be done. So that's a priority. After talking with him and getting, and he was the one who originally built that wall, not the way he wanted to do, but the way he was because of just the money
Money,
that was
yeah.
available. After talking with him about that, and I talked with Ray, Ray said, you know, well, can we, he said, if we're going to be working on the wall, can we get a ramp, some type of an accessible ramp into the park while we're near that wall? We talked, Jib, okay, actually came down to the park and we talked about it, where it could go. He requested that we talk with Larry Hannesman from Maine DOT because Larry's dealt with the park before, and of course the landscape design. In December, I met with Larry. Those of you who've worked with Larry before know that he's just gets really excited about everything, and he really wanted to do the whole park all over again, which I too would love to do. However, he said, well, let me play with it. And I've given to you there, you see a sketch of a ramp that he's proposed that actually would abut that,
Oh, wow.
that wall. So he's done sort of a, I'm sorry, I didn't think up enough, but, and the ramp would go parallel to the Ton Bay Road.
Mhm.
It would use granite that I would hope that we would provide by the town if we're able to get to do this. It would move that the current sign there that was put in by Scenic Byway. We'd have to move that over a bit, and he's done a rough sketch of it on the back. So going back to priorities, we would, as a priority, love to be able to do that, but we don't. I've talked with Alyssa. I've not yet gotten an estimate, or even whether he would consider doing this work. I don't necessarily think it has to be done by him. I know he's doing the granite stuff. I don't even know if he would want to do it, but I am in the last week, I've been writing a challenge grant to AARP. They have a challenge grant that goes up to $15,000. My thought being it probably would not cover the cost of all of this ramp, but between the contribution of the grant from the town, maybe we can get some of our local contractors to throw in some materials for the ramp itself. Maybe a grant would cover it. I don't know. But priority is the wall from as reserves, because I don't know about how you think about the reserves, but I think about reserves as it's one thing if we don't have things. If we don't have things we don't want to do, then the money should go and
Go back to general funds.
exactly.
Mhm.
We do. We need to fix the wall. That's priority number one. If there's enough money there, depending on the estimate, to put the ramp in. And then the third priority is the skate park, which is at this point still kind of a dream thing. However, we are hoping to submit a land and water conservation grant, which is a $500,000 grant, but it has a 50% match. So anyway,
You'd have to come up with 250,000.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You'd have to come up with 250.
We would, and at this point, as I've said, and you are aware that we last year got a $10,000 grant to do the planning and design.
Yeah.
And we are currently working on that. The designer has met with a group. Well, it's been a public group here twice. Third meeting has been pushed off to, excuse me, March. But when he's through, the contract with him is the design and a budget, a proposed budget. And obviously, it would be at current prices and with an estimate of moving forward. But we will then take that and put together a fundraising strategy before we bring it to you. A fundraising strategy of what those strategies would look like, potential grants that we've identified, the land and water conservation, small donors, small events, and sponsors. So that when we come to you, you have a sense for, can we really pull this off or not? So
Given the last meeting that you had with the skate park, was that very well attended? Do you think
yeah,
that
there's, I've forgotten, I counted either 16 or 18 people. Yeah.
Wow.
and they were from all different areas, not just
Yes,
Sullivan, right?
they are actually from all different areas and not all Sullivan residents. It has quite a bit of popularity. Both it interests me because it's not a young, in general, it's not a young crowd. I would say the majority of the people attending these meetings are 35 and older. Yeah, there's a couple of that might be under 35, but it's going to be interesting. We've been to the Scenic Library Committee. A lot of positive feedback from them. They are very supportive of whatever we would do in that, because obviously that when you come around that corner, that's the beginning of the byway. So
Bonnie, what's your comment that, and I just want to say, you've got it in bold, the committee requests that all funds remaining go into your reserve account. Has that not been happening, or that seems to be a point of contention?
did not.
Did you request it last year?
And no.
Okay.
Last year we did not.
Okay. Keep me appraised on how it goes.
Well, at this point, and it's in bold, but I will also put it in writing to Ray.
Yeah.
I know.
Let me know what kind of feedback you get on that,
Okay.
because yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Right. Okay. So moving on, like I said, I shared that drawing with you because it comes up in the conversation about
Okay.
our budget. The rest of this document to asset maintenance, that's kind of ongoing. That is the committee approved or voted to move forward to get a kayak rack to go down to go down on to Flanders Pond. It was one of the things that came up in our 2024 community survey. People asking for requesting a kayak rack. A good recreational kayak rack is more expensive than what you would see like if you just went on Amazon, but it does have the potential. I don't know, I wouldn't say pay for itself, but I think I put in your packet an example of the Reedfield Beach. They have a kayak, and you rent your spot for the season. So I think that's kind of what we would go ahead and propose to do, and just kind of see how it goes. We did not vote on a policy on rental of that rack, but only to move forward and purchase it out of this year's budget. I've already talked to you about the wall restoration and the ramp. I think we're all very excited about the possibility of getting a ramp in there. We've also purchased excuse me, some more picnic tables for the playground, and some trash cans, which actually are being covered up from some other place. I don't know.
What's the plan to empty the trash cans?
That you will have to ask Ray. They went in under the same,
So you bought the trash cans without a plan to empty them?
we didn't. That
She
was,
said somebody else.
that
did.
was Ray's purchase. It went in on the same purchase order, but
All right.
I think probably much like the rest of the park, if they go in, you'll find that one of us will.
Again, I would like to have actual, a plan instead of, I'll find that somebody does it, you know.
That'd be the maintenance guy.
Tennis courts.
Let's see what his plan
We're
is.
to be ordering a couple of bags of that specialty sand that goes on our tennis courts. And then the other final, it wasn't an action that we took, but a conversation. The Sullivan Days Music and the Sullivan Days Committee is looking to have more more music there. So moving forward, we have kind of made a commitment as we consider budget that the Parks and Rec budget or revenue from Sullivan Days would be committed to that. And that conversation came out around music in the park,
Mhm.
which was very well received last year by our community. It's been paid for by, I think last year was a part of the leftover grant
Age friendly.
from Age Friendly.
Mhm.
They have made a commitment again this year to pay for it, but aren't sure what will happen the following year.
Hmm.
Parks and Rec said, we would like for that to continue. And as such, we're keeping it, in that in the notes that we have to consider it for next year's budget. Community programs, CPR classes, we're supporting. Hopefully you all have seen it in the Crier and Facebook, and we put flyers around town. Parks and Rec is supporting the CPR course for Sullivan residents. We're paying the full program cost for those residents. We will cover up to 20 slots. I think at this point, only we've had 4 people register, 3 of whom actually attended. One of whom, and by the way, they don't register through us, they register through RSU 24. One of whom did not show up. And so we still had to pay for that, but we only paid half. We have since put together an email that will automatically go out to Sullivan residents from the Parks and Rec Committee, but RSU is going to send it, telling people, we're really excited you're doing this. It's great for our community, makes us safer, makes us healthier. But please know, if you don't show up, we will still be charged. Please cancel ahead of time. So we're trying to get ahead of that piece. So that's going on. I've mentioned music in parks. Summer camp is going on. This year it's going to be still Taunton Bay Adventure Camp will be the title, but the theme is Coastal Connections. 2 weeks, July 21 to 23.
Can I pause you just for a second? Now you had this on your action item. You took a look at the railings at the camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the wharf. That's what the camp is at the wharf.
Correct.
Right,
Yeah.
the Wharf House.
So what do the railings look like? What'd you see?
The railings, I mean, there's some rot there, but it's not dangerous. It was the actual walking on. A lot of those boards need to be replaced.
Okay. All right. I just want to see how bad, because I know
Right.
Bonnie, you brought that up before, the issue with that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the
We
railings were
can
in worse shape than they were.
the camp is open to the public, but it's $75 per child. But kids from Sullivan only pay $50. We had a bit of a conversation, didn't vote one way or the other, but are looking at, because for the last 2 years, we've only had 7 kids from Sullivan attend. And so what total for 7 for both sessions. So we've talked about a little bit about, well, why maybe we should just subsidize the full $75 camp fee and see what happens with it. But we have not done that for sure. May 1, we are sponsoring a bike rodeo for kids, safe biking. It will be free. It will be open to public, and it will be at the open outdoor rec area. And we are doing it in collaboration with the Maine Bike Coalition. And Mike has agreed that because it seemed to be a good fit to do the baby car seat safe installation from the fire department. Good news on the tennis courts. Alex Kamen, who's on our committee, has he's volunteered to liaison with Roger, which makes way more sense than me because Alex is young and he'll go out with Roger. Alex is interested in offering just a couple of tennis lessons or clinics for our kids.
Does Roger have any official capacity of those tennis courts at all?
Well, he's always taking
He
care of
has just always been, yeah. And he was in charge of the trust fund, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just wonder why we need to liaison with anybody. It's Parks and Rec.
Well, I think he stepped down. Well, he stepped down from doing that this year, last year, didn't he?
I have no idea. I keep hearing him involved in it.
What? The tennis courts?
Doing the nets and.
No.
He
He hasn't. No,
he hasn't.
he hasn't, and I am very grateful.
Right.
Okay. All right.
But because he puts the nets up, he takes them down, he gets the leaf blower out, he does all of that. But I'm working with him last year. I shared with you at, I think, the December meeting, a maintenance plan for the tennis courts. I did that with Roger. Alex is willing, because he has an interest in the court, he's willing to serve as a liaison, go out. I don't think it's fair to have Roger just out there by himself setting up the nets and whatnot. We do have a new net, by the way. So Alex will work with him, and also we're going to talk a little bit more about Alex maybe doing some type of tennis lessons down at the court. We've not been able to make that happen before. Missy Kelleher, who is Alex's partner, has volunteered to do the fall festival. I'm sure that not only is Yvette happy to hear that, but I'm sure Ray will be too, to take some of the burden off of you. And Leslie, as a result of the conversation at the December meeting with regard to that path to the shore, Alex is actually a forester, and it just seemed like forestry, bushwhacking, the trail. I asked him, and he said, yeah, he would be interested in once or twice a year getting together a small group of people to clear whatever trails that we might own. And I'm working with Ray to try to get actually the plot plan.
I think John could show you exactly what.
Well, before I would go down there cutting anything on that near that property, I would want to be sure that where we're cutting is actually ours. I do know that Taunton Bay is also interested in putting a little trail, if the path down to the shore doesn't get done, a little trail over near our building on Gordon's Wharf, a trail in the springtime. There's a little, I call it a waterfall. I know that's not the right thing, but putting a little trail down there so that you can do water testing, and just because it's really cool. It's mostly sumac and overgrowth down in there, so it wouldn't be real hard to do.
That's neat.
He said he would do that. So I'm beginning to feel like we've got some movement going that represents long term. our request to the town manager is that, we schedule tents and porta potties early, May 1.
Again, why do you need the town manager involved in that? Why can't you just do it?
Well, and that was actually also what the committee asked me, will you ask him if we can schedule having the tent put up? Although we've never had anything to do with the porta potties. So I think he does it because he handles, those are actually not in our Parks and Rec budget. Porta potties are not.
Okay, yeah, the
Right.
port part I didn't see, but the tents, if
Right.
you want them set up, we got the stuff, just have them set up.
Right.
I mean,
And I think last
You're in
year,
charge of that.
we needed to have that scheduled, and we would like to have it scheduled early this year. So I tried to connect up with Ray, but he's been really busy.
I think
That's
that had to
been
be scheduled
awesome.
when we rented the tents, but now that we own them, you just have to find somebody to put them up.
Well, last year, what was supposed to happen was we were supposed to have, what's the name of the Trenton the rental joint?
Grand Rental.
Grand Rental, thank you. Come over and actually put those up. The big one,
Mhm.
anyway. And because the scheduling happened so late, by the time we went to call in to get it on their schedule, it pushed it into, I believe it was late June, and then the guy who was supposed to do it hurt his back, and thus I think some of you folks ended up doing it.
yes,
Yeah.
Take it apart.
Yeah.
take it apart and setting it up.
So May 1's what we're looking at.
Okay, I guess again, so why was it late? Because Ray called them late last year, or
Evidently, and I don't know exactly when he called, but my guess is that given that time of year, you probably have to schedule it now.
well, I guess my thought is if you got the name, why don't you call? I mean,
Right.
instead of wait for Ray, I
Right.
mean, because like you said, but that's just my,
My mother taught me I should ask first. But
Yeah, the only thing you have to ask Ray for is the key to get it.
yeah.
right, I actually do have a meeting set up with him for next Wednesday.
Okay, again, let me know if you're running any pushback.
So, okay, I think that's it. I would like to know, because it has been a very long time since a select board member has been to any of our meetings, what kind of questions you have, and what is it, what's your vision for Parks and Rec? I mean,
What day are your meetings?
it is the first Thursday
Thursdays, that's
of
right.
every month, and I'm not necessarily saying, we want you there because we need to be affirmed. I
Mhm.
guess what I'm saying is,
That's good to have. Yeah,
what's your vision?
Our vision should be what our committees tells us the vision is.
Well, we do have a vision.
Yeah, you don't want me at your meeting because I'm going to ask you why we need a skateboard park. So I'm staying away from that.
No, well, and it'll be fair game when we come to you to
Yep.
present that design plan. So,
Yep.
yeah. But I only say that because I think of this because of the type of person I am and because the career that I've had as a job.
Mhm.
In other towns, they have Parks and Recs departments. We have assets that are very valuable.
Mhm.
And I don't always know, like, okay, and I'm also very opinionated too. I come to places with an agenda, but it might not be the same as what the select board is. So you all need to pipe up if you feel like we're going astray or it doesn't fit the town or.
no, if anything, I think that you're playing it a little too safe.
Yeah, I do recognize, I think as we take on a little bit more responsibility, we also recognize that we need to push through some of the.
No, you are one of the most successful committees this town has,
Mhm.
and your leadership on it. And it's obvious every year because I've always get drug out doing stuff. So and I don't mind it. It's great. So I think you guys are doing a fantastic job,
The fact they
and
start off with a zero budget and then.
yeah,
now we've got
and doing it.
leftover.
And I would love for the town to have a paid Parks and Rec department. I would love it. Yeah, I mean, that maybe one day pie in the sky in the future, but that's one of the things Sullivan's got going for it. It's natural beauty and landscaping and stuff. And
Like that path alone, I mean, it's been hundreds of years,
Yeah,
nobody's
and
done it.
just a great group of people, you know, Greg's always helping out stuff. I mean, Norm helps stuff. John's jumping in and everybody's jumping in doing it. So there's some excitement in the town about it too.
You know where to find me.
Well, for me, it would be an honor to start attending your
Huh?
meeting. I think
You're
I'll
on
start that.
copies?
Yeah,
I have
sure.
an interest also in creating a nice little natural park there so we can name it after you.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, moving on to public comment.
Public comments. You've been waiting so patiently.
Yes, I have.
I'm sorry, what is your name, please?
And to the parking lot, the skate park.
You talking about that White House that's
Yeah.
all caved in? That's a good
It's been
question.
8 months since it was
Yep.
condemned.
Yeah, I know that Ray reached out to her, tried to get her to come to a meeting, but apparently that's not feasible.
What's the name of the building? What,
It's that little White House.
yeah, has it got a name?
Falling in.
I know it's one. Is it got a name that? Okay, so when we follow up with Ray next meeting on it, what do we call it? The White House across from the skate park?
The property ID was one that.
Oh,
was
he'll
condemned.
know.
I think you know which one you're talking
Okay.
about.
Mhm. But she's been told
Understanding
that
is there
it's
was some
condemned,
tax
that-
liens on it, and that they got to pay a whopping $100 and have the tax lien get set aside. When do we put some teeth into that ordinance and make
Um,
something happen?
I couldn't agree more. I hate looking at it too.
Hmm?
I said I couldn't agree with you more. I hate looking at it too.
I mean, it's got to be a health hazard.
Oh yeah.
And to take another subject to that, those farm animals were over there taking a dump all the time,
Mhm.
in and out.
Yeah.
It's got to be an absolute mess.
Would you put that on the next week's or next agenda, please? Thank you.
That's
The
the
house.
property where Trader John's used to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Which the town ended up having to clean that up too.
Which
Like,
is a good 25, 30 years of one
mhm.
issue after another with that property.
Yeah.
So there's no plans.
Yeah, if there is tax liens on it, and do think I remember hearing something about that, then that's something we should follow up on
I
as a
mean,
town.
it seems like there's no point in condemning something if there's nothing behind it that says,
Mhm.
Let's give us 2 weeks. We'll follow up with the town manager when he gets back to see if what's been done or if we need to start over and get something going on it.
and my other thing is, can the town enact an ordinance that requires livestock to be in a fenced pasture? You would think that would be common sense.
Would be. Because I don't think any of our ordinances covered that. Livestock. in
Well,
town.
state law says a fence for livestock should be 4 foot.
Mhm. Yeah, and the sheep and stuff do tend to
They-
roam.
Yeah.
But I think there was something recently about that from animal control, and I wish Ray were here with his notes. That he did something recently.
Would you ask for an update on that from him too?
I do not have a date on that.
No, would you ask for next meeting?
Yes.
I want an update. On that.
I'm in contact with our new animal control officer.
Mhm.
And I have confidence that maybe there'll be a solution to this.
Yeah, when I say I saw something about there being a solution.
But they're still out walking around the front porch, not my porch.
Mhm.
All right.
because, know that they were on my front porch.
Give us 2 weeks to look in. We'll get a report on it for next meeting. Cause I don't know. It's the first I've heard on either one of them.
It's been months of dealing with that house. What do you got?
Part of it for the house is it takes time to go through the legal process. I know it's not what you want to hear, but everything has to be documented
Sure.
and done exactly.
Yeah,
why-
let's just find out where we are in the
Oh, yeah.
process. You know, are we at the beginning, the middle, or towards the end of the process? Right.
Trying to just get them to
Get an
reply.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Area either from what I.
No,
No, they're up around like Presque Isle, Midway, somewhere up that way.
Well, let's keep it at the top of his priority list and see where
Yeah.
we are on it.
yeah, because I think Ray was just really trying to be nice and get an audience with her to get her side.
Following legal advice.
Okay, we'll get you an update on it.
And we'll get it taken care of.
So there's a process in place that will,
It's very slow. It is. Unless there's voluntary compliance, it can take a while, unfortunately. And that's why towns hate condemning buildings like that. It's because it is time consuming and it is energy consuming.
Yeah, a letter went out
Right on-
to
on
her explaining that it
homes.
needed to come down, that it was a safety.
Yeah.
that lives near it.
Sure, because that brings your property values down and everything else. Sure. Well, let's find out where we are.
Mhm.
Let's find out where we are on it.
And
Yeah.
get it taken care of.
And
It was a very big part of the animal livestock going, could go around
Mhm.
behind, and then they go around the front, along the road, and then they come over the yard.
Mhm.
And
okay,
they destroyed my shrubs.
And if you're looking at Conrad's house, yours is to the right.
It's the yellow.
Yeah, I thought so.
And, a separate issue is when the former animal control officer read him the riot act about controlling the animals, Conrad, the very next morning went and cut 6 great big trees of mine and dumped them. And it's the second time he has cut trees on my property. So,
in the future, it'd help if you let us know before the meeting so we could do the research when you come in and have an answer for you. So
Yeah. Just we can put this on next week.
yeah, we can put it on the agenda for you because I would have loved to have.
I mean, the cutting of the trees is directly related to, you need a fence for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing. So when you've got it, give Yvette a call, say, I want to be on the agenda and this is what I
I
want.
have faith in the new animal control officer. I have not met her. I've only talked to her a few times. But
Yeah.
you come out your front door and you see that, all 6 of them, and they're very pregnant. It will be 8 or 10 years old.
Okay.
Little goats running around.
All right. So we'll hit that next meeting and find out where we are or anything. Any other public comment? John?
Okay, going back to, seasonal weight limit sign posted.
Yeah.
The enforcement on it seems to be about the main problem.
Yep.
There's no problem with big orange stickers and stuff like that, they're pretty.
Yeah.
So, speaking about a constable,
Yeah.
that is very simple for the town. You can be a volunteer
Hmm.
over the age of 18. And all you gotta do is be appointed by the town. That's it. You can go out there and take pictures of the trucks going by. And is there a fine established with the ordinance right now?
No,
So,
I don't know if the sign says something.
no. Okay, so I think what would behoove everybody is if there was an actual fine or something. Because if you got a constable out there, with a little phone, a little red flag, out on Pumpkin Hill Road or Thompson Bay Road, and a truck goes by, you can have them stop and then borrow some scales from the DOT, throw it up underneath the axle and weigh it and be on its way. That's all within the scope of enforcement.
Mhm.
However, if there's no fine, that would be
Right.
just shaking a finger at
It's
somebody.
a bad boy.
Well, no one's gonna let us borrow scales, so that's out of the question.
Huh?
No one's gonna let us borrow scales to weigh
Oh, well, you can go
$80,000
on
truck.
their website once a year and they sell them off, do one. But or get a set of scales. And then you could, when you're not out there doing that, you could use the scales for the garbage. But I wouldn't mind. I volunteered today to go out there and be the constable and catch people going by. Because all you gotta do is find a few people a few times, and then they start to figure out ways to get around you. But it's already in their head. And if you can get in their head, that's probably enough. So until I guess there's fines enforcing they're just pretty size. Tree trim. Now, there was a problem from the townspeople when everybody was in an uproar for one meeting. I would say, I'll come back and join us, but for all the other meetings. But I'd suggest some recommendations. One is if you know what roads you're doing ahead of time, right? Then you go ahead and send a letter to every homeowner. And you say that between this date and this date, we're coming out to give them enough time. Don't give them a letter and come up the next day. But say we're coming out, and what we're going to do is, what are the roads are mostly 3-rod roads. So from the center line, it's not going to be perfect, because I already proved that. That the property line is going to be so many feet from the center of the road, so many feet from the center of the road. But that road meanders. The town is not going to go in and survey everybody else's property. That's ridiculous. So if you send them a letter saying that to go ahead and take their property markers that they know about, their monuments, and put a flag on it so that we can identify it prior to going out there. Otherwise, we're going to go so many feet from the center of the road. Otherwise, let us know that you're going to take care of my mother's trees ourselves.
Yes.
And I already did that. Now, to use the example of my mother's cedar trees, they've been growing like crazy forever. And my mother doesn't want one little twig or she's going to break my arm. Right? But when I just pruned them, I pruned them back so they wouldn't be killed. Because if you take cedar trees and you cut them all the way back, they're dead forever.
Well, deer eat them up as high as they reach and don't bother them back.
Yeah, but if you leave a little green on it, that green will start to grow again and start to become more like a landscape hedge again. Then you can cut them back. Preferably, we should have been doing that every year and a half since they were planted in the ground. Kept cutting them back. However, where we got them cut back now is not impeding any trucks. I drove trucks already up and down to make sure.
The young bears stick out that far.
Yeah, but they're way up high. Unless you got a semi truck going down the road, then
But dump trucks, I mean.
Well, the dump truck mirrors, I already figured it out.
Just because I'm getting hungry, guys. Let's keep going.
But what I'm doing is slowly pruning them back, but I'm not going to kill them all at once.
John, you're on the communication stuff. So you've got communications for impacted people, to flag the monuments,
Okay, but the idea is to send the homeowners a letter ahead of time. Find each and every one and wait for a response. Get them all responded. Once you got them responded, then you can take the hired maintenance guy to go out there and make sure it's all marked. And now you got the tree trimmer guy. You take him out there and you say, okay, these are all marked. You're going to go to these flags. When you don't see a flag, go so many feet from the center of the road and stop.
Okay, so I'm going to call it a site review. Okay.
Okay. And then once they do that, then they're not going to be all up in arms, because the number one problem that everybody had was they were uninformed. They weren't noticed. They said that even the power company notifies them ahead of time. It's not that they didn't want it cut, because you didn't get that many continual complaints keep going on after they were trimmed.
Yep.
Other than me, but
Going back to the posted road limit, thing. On our ordinance, it does say 250, no less than $250 fine, no more than $1,000 fine, plus anything that the town deems as reasonable for road repair.
Okay, so we do have a fine set up.
Okay, so right now, all you need is a set of scale.
And somebody to enforce it.
Oh, I'll volunteer. Yeah.
I don't want to find you shot and laying by the side of the road, John.
No, I'll get some spikes and throw 'em across the road and stuff.
Okay. Any other issues?
No, but if you do have a constable do that, a constable is within its legal right. So, that's, basically qualified immunity.
I got it. I'm going to go research constables. I guess.
Yeah, it's simple. It's
Yeah.
in the Constitution.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is somebody over the age of 18 and appointed by the authority.
Okay.
All right. Any board comments?
Oh, and then the last comment was, she already beat me to it, was creating that little park down there on Sullivan Hardy, which I would be more than happy to volunteer for. And then the last thing is, how are we doing on budget committee members?
Asked earlier, apparently we don't have anybody signed up for it. And I wanted to talk to that under board comments. If we don't get somebody signed up, I want to have a public session when Ray has the preliminary budget that we just invite open to the public and we sit there for however long it takes and just work through it. So at least people have an understanding of what's going on. Because then what'll happen is Ray will prep it with impact on this meeting, and then he'll bring it to us for final approval before we submit it to the town. So,
Well, I'd like to go ahead and add my name to volunteer to be on the budget committee.
Yeah.
However, I don't want to be attacked at the end of the year like I was last year at the annual meeting.
Oh, it's public service.
yeah.
That's why I quit. But
Yeah, you quit before the meeting even started.
yeah, 'cause I got attacked.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, I resigned from the committee way before then, so.
Yeah. But I don't mind getting involved. I'd like to see certain things follow up, like the food pantry.
Yep.
And once again, Little League.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing them kids go to Virginia if possible.
No, you'll know as much as we do, John, when we do it. I want to have a public session as we go over it. Before the meeting.
Okay. But ultimately, it's you guys is in control of the budget.
Yeah, ultimately, it's the town that votes on it.
Yeah.
All we do is it gets put in front of us, but
Yeah, but once you go ahead and
Yeah.
put it forth to the town, you already know that they already said that we ain't gonna make any changes.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't gonna do anything else. So you guys have already decided what the budget is before the annual meeting.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I found out last year. Yeah.
I was one of you guys last year.
Yeah.
So,
But to help advise you guys.
Yep.
You guys.
no, I enjoyed working with you on it last year. It was fun.
Yeah, basically, the most part, the selectmen took the advice, but basically whatever Ray put down is what was presented to the town. And no changes could be made, because that's what they said at the annual meeting. You can't make any changes.
Right, it's either yay or nay.
Yeah, you either approve it or don't. You can't adjust it at the meeting.
You can say nay.
Yeah, you can say,
Because of one particular thing won't change.
yeah, you can't adjust it. You can say, nope, that doesn't pass. And then we have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you get out there and you say nay, and you get a lot of, thank goodness nobody had stones.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
Any other board comment?
nope.
Okay, then I say,
I'm sorry, do you want to go over this list?
Oh, yes. Go over the
action item.
action item list on February 2nd.
Yes, my part, I did take those pictures and sent them. They are on Ray's phone.
Let's take off a couple of things we didn't talk about tonight or talk about.
Now let's go real quick, go over it. How many pages is this thing now? All right, interest and complete. Let's see what we've got open. Drug alcohol policy. We are putting that in a personnel policy. I don't know where Ray is. I had Kim review it from an HR perspective. So, follow up with Ray. That should be ready for rollout for review.
Agenda for March,
Yeah,
second meeting.
do it on the first. I don't know what's the.
So a lot in the first.
Okay, do it the second one
Okay.
then. Action to have town manager contact CEO and Mark Andrews about the request for the inspection of the facility. That is done. Determine the actual property town by the town as part of the tennis court complex. Determine what needs to be done for maintenance. That's that's working on.
Yeah, we've been working.
Yeah, she's working on that. Bonnie's working on that with Ray. Seasonal maintenance person, we addressed the deck and railings of the Gordon Wharf House needing to be inspected and or replaced. Norman kind of took a look at it and you said there's some stuff that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like the treads need replaced because they've rotted right through.
That's part of the maintenance person's job, I think.
Yep.
That was on the list. So let's see where we are. The
But
mobile home,
underneath it was solid. Like I went underneath.
you're not
it.
going to step through it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes, but not
When does the camp start
the
again?
actual framing part.
Boy, I should like, okay, I'd like to
Especially
have
in front
that.
of that slider. There's like a rotten spot like that big.
Yeah, I'd like to have that. Keep that on the list if you would, and I'd like to have that fixed before camp starts.
So we want us to send us because we won't have the maintenance person hired by, well, we might have it hired by the end of March, but likely it'll be April.
This will be regardless of the maintenance person. I would
Okay.
like the maintenance person to do it. If we don't have somebody hired for some reason, I'd like to get contract out and get it fixed for them.
That's what.
Yeah.
You want to put it on the agenda for the end of March?
Yeah. Yeah, because as soon as it starts, let's just get that fixed. We don't need a liability on that. Mobile home on Moose Lane owned by the town. Throw that, keep that on there. I did see the folks, I went out to the Ellsworth Waste website, and apparently they go out and they will just demolish a building and haul it away. So
What would
maybe,
be the cost of that.
I have no idea, but they can probably give us a price of what it's gonna cost to get rid of those dang things.
DM&J?
Yeah. So I would like to have the town manager contact DM&J and see, head out there and get rid of that. That's just a lawsuit waiting to happen out
Or
there.
appraisal.
Yep. And
You
if we,
don't want to put them on Craigslist?
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. Like instead of paying to have it destroyed, somebody could just
Come and
take
get
and
it.
get them for free. But
Cameron said
yeah, Mark.
too much hazardous waste in it.
Probably
Oh, yeah, we
fine.
talked to Mark 2 weeks ago at the meeting. See if Mark wanted him. Nothing doing. You said, no.
Keep it inside though.
Yeah, nope. He basically put up the sign of the cross and his status. So he didn't. It was good. Drug alcohol policy that's on there. Shellfish contract that's still open.
Yeah.
Housing opportunity grant and contract that is resolved. You can take that off.
Is salt continuing?
Contract no frills. I'm sorry.
I said is salt continuing?
Salt.
Sullivan Area League of Towns or what? Scudic Area League of Towns?
Yeah, whatever it is, we got the contracts laid out perfect and stuff and all. So it's, yeah, that's done. Contract no frills. See if we can get take that off. Yep. Structural engineer for fire department still open. Street signs added to the list of the due. Yep, that's still open. Tree work in the spring. Yep, that's open. Okay, the EMS calls and fees and costs. We've had a meeting with Northern Lights Health. They've given us copies of the contracts, and we have another meeting set up for like March 1st to see what we can.
Almost resolved, but not quite.
It's not even close to being resolved.
Okay. The fee schedule we just did.
Fee schedule is done. Review of ordinance to be put on the ballot for June primary local elections. That is still open.
Well, speaking of local elections, we need to have, because I have the ballot clerks on the to-do list. And the ballot clerks need to be appointed and sworn in by March 4th, I believe.
When did select board put this coming up?
March, the next meeting, they'll be available.
What'd you say needed to be done by March 1st,
May 1st,
May 1st?
the ballot clerks need to
Right.
be appointed. I'll have a slate of clerks for you to appoint.
How does that process work?
Just vote to approve to approve them. That's it.
Okay, how many,
Nothing too difficult.
how many are there?
I haven't got the Democrat ones yet, and had the caucus Sunday for the Republicans, and I have one from them, but I have other Republicans that didn't come to the caucus that I know I could put on for the ballot clerks.
Okay,
The Democratic caucus, they're not doing it like they usually do.
Uh-huh.
It's like everybody's meeting in us.
That's what they did. They voted against somebody was leaving.
all right, I'm done talking now, guys, sorry.
All right, I make a motion, move into executive session pursuant to MSR something or other. One MRSA 4056F to discuss confidential records.
I second.
Favor? Moving.
Right, I am pausing. Maybe.
Okay, we're back from executive session. We have made a decision not to move forward with what was in this file until we get more information. We found it to be incomplete. With that, at 7:30, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right, thanks, guys.